Welcome everyone. It's this developer transition kit. Kale is a little dangerous recurring theme here, rolling all over all the kills. So welcome everyone in our headquarter here doing Linux work. And previous video, spoiler alert, we now have freaking 96 gig of memory because obviously that's what you need for epic thread ripping Horizon and compiling Clang and GCC and stuff. Anyway, but that's not the point. The point is this still failed here in terms of ARM. Also, probably I was previous video on. Did we already? Yeah, we should be live. A previous video I mentioned that 64, 96 gigabyte there on the more main channel, not enough to build Firefox for ARM. I guess we are hitting a LLVM or Rust bug, because even this 96 gig and memory, like real memory, not simulated swap, and additional 32 gig of swap, did that terminate. So for all the other architectures, even ARM64 and everything in between, PowerPC and stuff that builds, but some random. Also use LLVM, C++ and Rust. It's super memory safe and amazing. It's like, Anyway, spoiler alert, I obviously will not debug their Rust, whatever is going on there. It's probably like a week project of fixing whatever is randomly miscompiling there and running and infinite looping there. But one thing I want to quickly fix is LLVM in general. I don't quite... I wonder actually why this even actually Clang for LVM, Clang for with LVM cross compiled. So this is using linking in here the wrong, and this is like the host libraries, and we YOLO that a little bit, as in not really running the correct, like we are running the native LVM config thing, but it's also not our fault that they have a native C++ program for that. So we built a bootstrap toolchain LVM and just use the same. And it's like, YOLO, whatever the library stuff will be the same except some paths. And it turns out, did I actually somewhere prepare that? Some of my infinite wisdom, it looks like I already went out of there, but basically, do we still have that maybe like that? And then what's this PGCC LVM? And as you see, I pre-tested this already, spared you this 20 minutes of extra random stuff. So this is this, or one more, LVM, also dash L, I already have multiple dash L. Just 1 second. Can only take like this, and symbols for wrong format. And the issue is, as to expected here, dash L from the native toolchain, injecting here the native crosslib. I wonder why this worked. All right, maybe this, you know what, maybe this fails for all 32-bit architectures, and I otherwise didn't notice. Anyway, of course, with our GCC wrappers, we will not mess around long with that and simply transform that away, because what other things, what other solutions are there? Some other projects you run QEMU, but in my opinion it is a lesser solution. This is a tiny little bit YOLO'd, but super fast as in native speed. If you like some other projects who like we run the right tool like LVM config, but with QEMU, first of all, this is slow. Even starting this tiny little thing might take seconds. And then when you run configure stuff, that might add up to tens of minutes. And second of all, you need QEMU. So if you build for a new architecture that does not have yet a QEMU port, even today, certainly there are quite some that never got QEMU support and otherwise vintage or abandonware. So so we have here already quite some translations, and At least I thought so somewhere. Where should that be? Alright, this should be cling. Not called tree cling, conf, and somewhere here should be here, for example, this. So this would be exactly that one here. And I should actually have tested this. Also, one more thing. What? Linux? GNU? Did I misspell something? Potentially, right? It's always when we target in target Linux target. What you're talking about? Target equal in LLVM. Oh, this might be a interesting. How did this work? Somehow it worked. But yeah, just here live on this channel we find amazing comments as usual, and community. Super impressive stuff we are growing here. So yeah, this is actually, I would probably not in a decade notice that it's somehow built. I think we mostly only use it for like Hewlett-Packard precision architecture, where LLVM doesn't have a native thing, and this is just like, yeah, will not do much, but at least we have built this, for example, to also support AMD GPU on Hewlett-Packard precision architecture if you would ever install a latest and greatest thing in there. So, and yeah, good afternoon everyone. Let's see, we have here Spark something atomic. Let's save that again. The problem is we have a couple of those, but fix LLVM for Spark 32 should we write it in that, or that doesn't really matter much, huh? Fix LLVM by adding atomic to just to have this in 2 commits, and otherwise not the best style to merge stuff. I do not necessarily always do that, but in this kind of not. Also, yeah, one is just a yeah. But anyway, so that was that here, Gravedigger from the Netherlands, and oops, oh, this is already the other background job. Fixed. Fixed Linux typo, that's probably good enough. But what we actually wanted to do, and yeah, thanks again for paying attention and earning your credit here, your open source credits. So we do SED this stuff. You know what? Actually, maybe they changed the output format. We previously substituted all of this path stuff away. I actually wonder. We have here ARM. All right, this doesn't print out because yeah, the new I always have something to complain, right? This is a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit annoying. This non-verbose builds helps in my opinion, helps nothing. The only thing is, if you want to look for some bug or error, you need to spend extra efforts to build it verbose, which or run it again. You just like looking on the log, you don't have the full information, you need to rerun that. So yeah, maybe they changed the output here, that previously that might have been working, and now yeah, LLVM support. Maybe this is a thing versus shared versus static also, But anyway, then let's just additionally, we could change it, but I'm sure either this might be a configuration issue, how precisely that is configured. Just substitute that away as well, so that would be actually, you know what, we don't even need this fancy filter which costs some performance. Of course we could do, but we could also just var append gcc wrapper remove. That probably should work. As in, this is the whole tool chain, dear, so that is, so this is basically this route as per previous video. That probably could work, and probably also a tiny little bit more readable than having a second SED there. So we can build this with verbose, obviously, for the best YouTube views. And also I noticed there's a new Linux kernel. I'm slightly wondering that we are not yet at 5.11.1, but it's probably eminent given that we already have .17. So let's also update Linux 5, what was it, 5.10.17. While at it, certainly 96 gig of memory should be good for something. Can never build too much stuff to heat your office. Yeah, a little bit frustrating. You buy the world's fastest, kinda sorta, not really fastest, but certainly there's 5 gigahertz or more memory, but this 3,800. Did I say 5,000? I think we have already 5,000 megahertz memory, but 3,800 more does one-to-one clocking your Infinity Fabric, usually not anyway, and CL 14, 16, 16, which is also good for 14, 15. Yeah, a little bit frustrating. You get the world's kinda most Ryzen optimized memory, and then you pair it with last year's largest memory modules because you can never have enough RAM. So yeah, this probably builds. I don't really build this in full because we have something more important to build there. It's probably... also I wanted to... The other video, also cheers, also best with dragons, right? Because dragons. The other video I mentioned, we are running this Alacrity terminal here. They claim advertising fastest, if not safest, most stable terminal emulator thing. This Alacrity thing, they are written in Rust. Spoiler alert, the only terminal emulator that crashed on me a couple of times already. So much to the most stable because of Rust. But the other live stream I said it's a little bit annoying not to have dynamic resizing. Turns out you actually have that with Control plus minus. I just looked into the config file today, so that is just in case you were wondering, that you fancy Alacrity thing and then Control 0 is reverting back to that. So just some more useless stuff. You know, we can, while at it, test build and see what patches no longer apply for the next series. Just multitasking a little bit while we wait for this other build to, so we can make this. We anyway need to zero the checksum and download it. Probably some patch could potentially not apply. And just as a summary of how much work everything is, very theoretically, we have a couple of regressions. The most prominent, of course, the PS3. Since I think 5.9, we have oopses there in Ethernet and shutdown. Still was the same in 5.10. Just like theoretically rebuilding with 5.11 or theoretically eventually bisecting this, but as mentioned before, I think I have a couple of more important stuff to do. So zoom in there. Did I also maybe press something stupid? So yeah, this build, but this will not fix our problem. This was just some, what do we also have here? What Twitter, what have we done there? What did we copy and paste some? Apparently we, how did we do that though? Must have pressed the middle mouse button or something strange like that, whatever. Funny stuff only happening while live on YouTube. Yeah, I rather this kind of regressions. I do, as you probably guessed, do already enough open source, more than I should. And these regressions, please go play along at home, bisect what's wrong with this P3 jellic or something, because nah. Clang this path fixed or additionally fixed LLVM to cross actually sealing LLVM Clang to cross compile in more shared and libdir path combinations or something of, here you call it variants, just for more professional sounding. So yeah, unfortunately this will not fix our Firefox issue there, that doesn't terminate. That is super annoying. I honestly, you've seen that even on a 64-bit, this is the wrong log file, on a 64-bit quad-core PinePhone, Firefox is not the most snappy, so it's like, yeah, not losing that much. Probably sometime soon it will work again. This is also for other people to solve there at home, either Firefox or other LLVM Clang projects. No, I'm still downloading there because this is DOCSIS failing Vodafone garbage cable. But live streaming over LTE brought to you, live stream brought to you over LTE. So yeah, dual homed network here for failing infrastructure in first world countries, because we can't do airports and we can't do internet. But at least we can Linux distributions. Yeah, temp tier, this is just randomly occurring. We also can't do temp tier tracking. This is a recurring theme here, high on the list to eventually do next. Yeah, but that's this for this lunch break. Tiny little fix. I'm surprised. I'm always surprised that every time we build something new pops up. Although, to be fair, we build for all architectures from ARM to Super H. Theoretically, maybe I should steal my friend's Dreamcast. Or if you have a Super H embedded board to donate, it would also be welcome. Because who else would test Super H? Yeah, to be fair, we test all combinations. There are other distributions only build like 1, 2, or 3 architectures and call that a day. We of course support next to everything except IBM craziness. I think we don't even have, leave me in the comments below, should I add support for this 300, what is it even also? What is it, 390, what is it even, IBM? What was this crazy architecture of, is it 13 machine generation? Z300, whatever that was, right? 390 or S390, whatever the other was, Z series of, Z series, CS, yeah, Z series. Set whatever, you get the idea. Not that I would usually have this, in my opinion, somewhat waste of time, but here we have something, yeah, something of that sort. I'm actually surprised people run Linux on this overpriced stuff, but yeah, there's always, as you see, there's always some other crazy stuff, but for me this is rather pointless. Also, no, we're not committing this. We are waiting for at least .1. But I just wanted to see which patches do not apply anymore. So yeah, there's always some crazy architecture, but honestly, I rather add support of what more people play along at home, because this IBM overpriced mainframe stuff like that, you know, whatever. What do we have there? Something. I would rather improve support for building on other Unix architectures, macOS, previous videos of homebrew, like using T2 for homebrew, side loading, and also microcontroller stuff, like using T2 for what I've done already, AVR, micros, and so on. Then this stuff that nobody plays along at home. Yeah, so these are some performance things. Did I even commit this? This was some other video, Intel Clear Linux. Let's, yeah, just remove that. It's like, yeah, whatever. As I said in this video, not the very best idea to carry 20 of custom vendor patches with us. It's like a novelty to test for a week or months, but long term, it's like, yeah, whatever. Does it even, did we? We didn't build with V. Let's build with V to better see what's going on. So, yeah, so ARM without Firefox. The other patches, so the other patches surprisingly still apply with, except this one tiny little thing. Yeah, this Clear Linux, also previous video, Clear Linux patch stuff. We will continue to investigate this, but also not the highest priority. If it's not good enough for mainline Linux, then yeah, YOLO, whatever. So yeah, it looks like the other patches apply, which actually are surprisingly many after all those YouTube live streams, but anyway, I'm not committing this. This was just a quick multitasking test. Linux desk. I hope there were no other changes. There should only have been the test update. Anyway, if we have 5.11.1, this will go live in T2 as well. And ARM building. I think these are actually, was this ARM thing the last? This is what we prepared. ARM64, Hewlett Packard, MIPS, so this is MIPS 32. I mean, this is probably testing, so this is testing Endian is little, MIPS and Big Endian 64, probably enough testing. PowerPC 32, 64-bit kernel, 32-bit user space, 64-bit little Endian, RISC-V stuff, Spark. Anything else we usually do and have forgotten? ARM, Hewlett Packard, let's see, Spark, do we have Spark? We have there. What do we have into build? Into build we have theoretical Intenium, Alpha, ARM, so that we build, that we all build. So yeah, mostly, well, this is, nah, well, whatever. Actually, I think nobody commented what they really want. I mean, we could, of course, there's not that much missing, and with such epic Ryzen performance, we could, of course, just give it 2 hours to test build. Alpha generic, smart, tempfs to save our SSD, and Intenium 64, which is, of course, a more modern but crazy explicit parallel variant. Intenium surprisingly sometimes errored out with some exception handling stuff. Maybe I just test build it, see how well it goes. If it mostly builds, alright, we need this bloody Rust thing. Of course, those architectures don't have LLVM, so no Rust. Where's even from all our terminals our ARM build? What happened with that? Did this finish? Did I control C it? Anyway, that's it then for this live update. As usual, leave in the comments below what you want to play along at home, what you like to see the most. I have also a pre-edited video scheduled for premiere just 2 hours on the main channel, and probably need to get back to make more interesting things and not only fixing the same good old beginning again Linux build error stuff that probably you've seen by now enough. But yet again, that is life of an IT company, of a Linux distribution, of a computer scientist. The same boring stuff most days. That's it for this lunch break. I have some customer stuff to finish and management meeting and stuff. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Premiere videos there on the main channel. And to see you soon for the next Linux and other third party. Like, wouldn't it be crazy if we would support IRIX building of homebrew side loading? Yeah, just an idea, on the Octane and O2, although it would be with latest GCC a little bit slow. But anyway, see you next time.